Hey guys, Sugar Happy John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. On today's video, what we're going to be talking about is going to be a little bit about the Void Tower, mostly just a friendly reminder and kind of an understanding of what I've realized on the Void Tower moving forward, and kind of what I'm going to do to try to correct this. We do only have 4 days left, so definitely make sure you catch the rest of this video to give you a little bit of an idea of how to beat and overcome your struggle. All right, so like I said, guys, we do only have about the 4 days left on the Void Tower. It is currently, I believe, we are just about to hit reset. So really, I mean, we're running out of days here. As you can see here, it does tell me that I have 4 days remaining on the Void Tower limit here. I'm going to do my best to try to push this content. Right now, I am remote. Unfortunately, as you guys have noticed from the quality in the last few videos, it's a little hard to kind of do some of this content while in a hotel room, especially when the internet's been so spotty and everything. It's been really unfortunate. I've had to kind of hotspot from my phone. And for some reason, Verizon, Mississippi, they don't go well together. I don't really know. Maybe it's just the area I'm in. I'm not sure. But this hotel internet's been really for the birds, I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, it's not gone according to plan. I didn't get to stream. I didn't get to do a whole lot together like I normally would with the community. Which kind of bums me out because I enjoy it. Like I like interacting with you guys and getting to interact as a collective on stream. It's a lot of fun, especially like when you guys do comments and stuff, like to kind of interact with you. Because it's usually those interactions that lead to these kind of videos where I'm kind of talking about, okay, well here's where we're at on my Void Tower. Hopefully, you know, I can figure out where you guys are at on yours and kind of help you progress to get to the same point, if not further. Because I'd really like to see you guys get further. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of different things with the Void Tower. One being, as you can see here, I am stuck on Void Tower Hard 60. I should, in theory, be able to beat this. I just need to try it a little bit more. I've been trying to wait and do it on stream, but I think tonight, after recording this video, I'm going to try to push it a little bit because I don't want to be really up against it as far as time goes and run out of time and not be able to clear all the way up to 100. I'd really like to get my CR, essentially. So let's go talk about a couple of things. One, let's back out of here. Let's go talk about one, Void Tower, the layout, the whole thing changed. This screen did not look like this before. So this is the new update, part of the new update, which is really nice. I definitely enjoyed that they're trying to change this aesthetic and make things a little bit more nice, a little bit more clear. I like it. To me, this is pretty simple. You know, you have normal, hard, mythic, just like you would your adventure mode. It's all kind of like all transparent there. You can see the progress bar. I like it. I think that's really cool. As you see the progress bar on 104 here, it's done. First, let's talk about floor 100. I have seen a lot of comments. A lot of people have asked questions. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on the main Discord. I've seen it on Twitter. I try to avoid Reddit like the plague. Something about Reddit structure and thread reading and my OCD, I can't do it. I don't mess around with the Reddits. But I have seen it pop up here and there when, you know, doing some Google searches. And a couple of things I'm getting asked is like, you know, how do you beat floor 100? I'm really struggling. What do I do? Who do I use? I just want to throw a quick thing out there for you guys. If you're curious on what people are using for battles, you can hit the strategies and detail and formations. It'll show you what was used on to beat that floor by people all over. So for example, here you can see all these different comps. Now keep in mind that a lot of these comps are more of the in-game players who, like for myself, I used one team and I autoed from 1 to 100 without losing. It was totally fine. I had no problems with it. I sustained. I won. I did a video on it, actually. There's a YouTube video on my normal hard challenge. It showed you stats of gear I had, what spells I used. And yeah, I just literally won through 100. No problem. Full auto. We actually drank on stream. It was a lot of fun. But if you're ever curious and you're having a problem not understanding why they're doing this, I want to break it down for you really quickly. So I've brought this up in a lot of videos so far, and I'm going to kind of hammer it home again. One of the easiest ways to clear content is you got to bring in the correct synergy of teams and the correct formation. So for example, I want you to take a peek here. So you have, in this combination, you have 2 DPS, you have 2 support. In this combination, you have 2 support, 2 DPS. This one you have a support, 2 DPS. This one, you have just 1 support, all 3 DPS, right? And then we go into the same thing, and then here we go into the same thing, and we go into the same thing. The common variable in here is you're bringing at least 1 support and 2 DPS. That's the common thing to note. So this means that you need to, if you want to really progress in this content for the Void Tower, you need to make 2 characters, right, that cooperate together efficiently. In this case, I mean, honestly, Zatlux and Athalia are probably the 2 best that really go hand in hand up until you get to the hard levels of Void Tower. But you need to take 2 characters, put them in best in-game gear you can do, and then you need to grab 2 support heroes, and that'll help you progress. Now, on this last fight, right, this one is so hard because it's got this guy. And if you're not really familiar with what he does, he will do a lot of damage to you, especially paired with that William. And then CC, she's literally one of those players or characters where when you use her, she's okay. When you're against her, though, oh my gosh, she's a nightmare. But the biggest thing is if you can lock out Crazer Zog, right? William's going to put a defensive down on you, which sucks because Jacob's going to come in there and just do a lot of attacks on you, right? But if you can lock out Crazy Urzog, I recommend with like a stun spell. You can do enough DPS because Urzog usually ends up going first. I think he's kind of fast actually in the Void Tower. You should hopefully be able to outspeed the William because I believe William's next in that rotation. If you can outspeed William, lock out Urzog, hopefully lock out CC or attack CC, knock her out because she becomes a very quick pain in the butt. And then you can go take out their support unit. At that point, all they're left is DPS, and DPS usually fall over pretty quickly. Other than Crazy Urzog, who's going to have so much health, it's not even funny. That's just a quick tip or point here that one thing you don't really see from like, okay, I see all these combinations of characters, I'm going to use them. It doesn't tell you how they targeted the characters, it doesn't tell you what they did in the waves, and it doesn't really show you clearly, okay, this is what they did to progress through this. So that's why I kind of wanted to explain to you, like, level 100, because what you essentially need to do is if you're struggling on a level, right, which is what I'm about to do on Void Tower Hard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch over to Void Tower Hard, and let's just do this. Let's walk you through my process of trying to understand what I need to do. So let's go over here. I'm on Void Tower 60. Okay. So I need to understand what Niklaus does, I need to understand what Blackhorn does, I need to understand what CC does, and Lightwing Zachary. Blackhorn, I'm super familiar with this kit. He's going to be a major heal with a cleanse. This means using stuns on this level is going to be next to impossible, right? Totems are going to cleanse. Niklaus, I'm not really familiar with. Lightwing Zachary, I know he has like a counterattack ability that can really hurt. Let's go look at his abilities real quick. Actually, let's do an index. It's easier to find them in the index than searching through my destroyed account here. Lightning Zach, where you at, man? Alright, here it was. Okay. Let's pull up our Zachary. So, his ultimate is deal 100% 50 damage to an enemy, ignoring the enemy's defense. This character cannot land a critical strike. Okay, so he just scales off attack. Now, obviously, these are high levels, so his attack is super high. He does 100% and grants immune. Okay, he does an A1, that's it gets attack up. He has a passive. Enemy attacks on this character have a 30% chance to grant a bonus turn. This is like his counterattack. This is what gets you with him, is the counterattack. So ideally, if you can get him stunned, if I can get him stunned, that'll help me out tremendously on the Doom Tower. Next, let's look at Niklaus. I don't have his kit memorized, so let's go look at Niklaus. This is the white one here. So he does 100% damage. He also distributes 100% of this character's attack to all team members. So yeah, if we can get him stunned as well, and he doesn't proc his ultimate right away, then that means they're not going to have nearly as much attack. Okay, good to know. So now we're up to 2 characters that I really need to stun. This is going to be a major pain. This one is not first priority though, however Lightning Zach is, because he can counterattack with an attack, which could wipe out a DPS unit if not set up correctly. Next we have this character grants a speed that's fastest ally +1 at the start is... Okay, so he's always going to go first. So this is going to be he's always going to go first, so he's going to have his ultimate ready. Because he's going to be faster than the ally +1. So whoever his fastest ally is going to go first in the rotation. You can still outspeed him. So this is going to be, okay, we need to bring in a Winstrix. We need to, maybe instead of using my ultimate on Winstrix for the speed up for my whole team, I use my A1 on Winstrix and I do a speed down stop Niklaus, stun Lightning Zachary, and hopefully my other characters are fast enough to do some damage, because at that point, Zachary would be immobile. He's not going to counterattack while he's stunned. Niklaus would be later in the formation. Maybe that'll work. Let's look at CC real quick. Let's see what she can do. And once again, reason why I'm doing this breakdown is I'm trying to put you guys in the mindset and the framework of if you're struggling on a level on Doom Tower, on bounties, this is kind of the mindset you have to have. Like, okay, what kind of a route do I need to go that could potentially get me a victory? Like we're theory crafting, right? Like I'm giving you a basic ability of like, okay, this is how you theory craft beating levels, right? So now we have Daedric Bind here for CC. Possesses an ally granting a 50% attack or bonus turn to CC once added. CC performs a joint attack with the host, dealing a 50% damage. Okay, so whatever the host's damage is, she does an extra 50%. The host is attacked or cast to an ally, grants healing the target equal to 50% of the CC's attack. Healing scales with CC's attack. Okay, so if any healing is done, it gets multiplied, which sucks because we do have a Blackhorn in this situation. So if CC and Blackhorn go together, that's GG on the heals. So she's going to be a pain. As a team member for 150% of this character's attack and grants them defense up for 2 turns. Okay. So she has the healing ability, and it's 150% of this character's attack. That could be essentially that could go exponentially depending on what kind of the kit you build, right? She could do a lot of heals with that ability. Especially, yeah, that's just insane. Deal 50% damage to an enemy against shield for 2 turns, allow it the lowest health. Okay, shield. Grants ability ineffective. Ability rendered ineffective 1 time. Okay. Okay. So, essentially, I have... Okay, so here's my variables. Here's what I'm up against. Okay, let's pull it up. Let's talk about the variables. What I'm up against and what I'm going to do. So, 1, we have CC. We have Lightwing Zach, and we have Niklaus. They almost immediately need to either be CC'd via stun, via a frozen, via... Yeah, that's it. They need to be stunned or frozen. I think that's the only 2 that are going to actually immobile them from being able to attack me. Or taunted. Taunted would be okay as well. Mainly because then if they're taunted, they can only counterattack. Lightning Zachary could only counterattack on the person that was taunted, if that was the person who attacked. It's okay, so taunt would work here, stun would work here, and okay. I think I got it. I think we know what we can do. So with that being said, let's go look at something. Okay, so let's go look who can do a freeze and who can do a stun. Who can do these abilities that I really want to do. So let's go into the index. Let's hit search here. Let's go down here. And let's click on some things, okay? So let's go, I want to look for a stun. Okay, we got 11 people who can do stuns. Let's search who can do a stun. All right, so we got Lunar Melissa. She can do stuns. We got Mary. We got Urian. It's an amazing character, right? We have Desmond. Ooh, Desmond. I just pulled him recently. We have a Thomas. Playing with Thomas. I'm really excited to really play with him more to see exactly what I can do with him. Yeah, so it's only 50%. He's not going to be very viable. So this would be the characters for the stun. So I'd look at this and say, okay, well, what character would be viable and do I have them built? In this case, so I could do a Lunar Melissa fast. She could do damage with a taunt. That's going to be a focus check for the taunt, right? Next turn we could do a stun. So that gives us potentially first round, everyone taunted. Second round, we can stun 1 target. If we bring in the water stun, we can have 2 targets stunned. Okay, so now we're up to 2. See where I'm getting with this? So there's some play. That's essentially what she's going to do. Upon the death of an ally, reduces the cooldown of this character's ultimate ability by 1 turn. Okay, so that's essentially all she's going to be able to do. She's going to be a 2-turn effective character. Okay, that's the strategy that I'm kind of thinking. So let's go see. Now we've got stun. Let's go taunt. You know, we just talked about taunt. That does work, right? All right, now we're on Celestial Kane. He's going to deal damage to all enemies, grants invincible for team members. Okay. He's going to be a single target taunt, which is not bad, but in this case, it doesn't really do too much for us. We have Vidar, an elite, and he's going to be a single target. We don't really need that. We have Anna. Okay, Anna is also a single target. We do have Brand. Brand's going to be a good counterattack one. He's probably one that would be worth bringing in anyway, so he's going to have an attack up, defense up. So he's probably going to be one of the 2 supports like I was talking about for sure. And then we do have Hackern. Hackern, as we know, is an amazing character, but fortunately his taunt is on his A2, not on his A1. So it's going to make him kind of not viable. And our boy Charles, yes, he does have the single target for taunt, but it's single target. So really, if we wanted to go taunt route, we're still in the taunt route. We're still almost in the same boat where we got to bring in Lunar Melissa. Okay, so now we're starting identifying who the key players could be, right? Now let's look at one other thing. What do we have? We have Frozen. Okay, so here's something a little interesting. So we do have our girl Tia. I have a Tia. I have her Ascended, actually. Now her A3, deal 100% damage. Okay, that could be good with a 50% chance to apply Frozen. Okay. Now, if she does not land a Frozen, she does land a okay, so yeah, Frostbite. So you could land. Okay, let's read this. Okay. Ability applies Frostbite to an enemy for 2 turns at the end of an enemy's turn at 5 stacks. Okay, so as an enemy goes, they get Frostbite as long as she's on the field. Her ultimate, there's an RNG chance to get a Frozen. Chances increase to 80% if the enemy is affected by Frostbite. So this would be the next turn they could do that. What about anything else here? So this would be a single target Frostbite. It would literally come down to RNG on this one. It would come down to RNG if Tia could really be useful. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Mila, she's a freebie that you get from the rookie challenge as long as you complete it. Does not look like, yeah. So she's got a 30% chance to be Frozen. That doesn't help us too awful much. Malago, 30% chance to freeze. So it's not that helpful. And yeah, then the speed down is conditional as well. So it really looks like my options are going to be bringing Tia into the battle or possibly building the Lunar Melissa. Now, that is literally the thought process of how do I stun and CC, how do I crowd control these guys to make this work. And then the last thing we're going to kind of look at is we're going to take a step back and we're going to say, okay, what kind of DPS can I bring into this fight that's going to make a difference in this battle? Is it going to be, so we have a water unit, we have a wood unit, we have a light unit and a light unit. Does that mean we need to bring in fire units into this battle? Obviously, we don't really want to bring in wood or water units because they're going to be weak element to CC, but it's going to be same element for Blackhorn and doesn't matter for the other 2. So would it be worth it to bring in Afiliate? Probably. But then we got to think about, okay, what kind of buffs are we going to have? So at this point, so we can bring in like a Lunar Melissa, we can bring in a Brand, we can bring in an Afiliate. That gives me 3 characters. I'm up to 2 support, 1 DPS. At that point, I need to pick 1 more DPS that's going to make the difference in this strategy and with this team. I will have the Water Stun with me, and that also means that it leaves me 1 additional spell, which is probably going to end up being the Guy's Renewal for maybe some sort of a heal or sustain. I'm thinking we try the combination I just said, and we add maybe a Zatlux and see what happens. Mainly just for that quick DPS. Maybe he can take out the waves for me so we can hit that certain point so we can get that final battle going without anybody falling over. But that's the theory crafting idea, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is because we have 4 days remaining. I literally just went through an entire stage and thought process of what to think about and what to consider when trying to do content that you necessarily can't do it. And in this case, it's not like dungeons where there's a lot of variables. This is literally just your champions versus essentially the campaign champions. So there's going to be a strategy involved in beating them. It's going to be a similar strategy when you're kind of approaching an arena fight. But in this case, this is PvE content. I hope this helps you. I hope this got you in the right frame of mind as far as like, okay, this is what I need to be doing or how I need to do things to kind of complete this content. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. The comments down below. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.